welcome to Ben on Beer for January 25, 2013. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yay!
Sorry, did we even have a show at all in December?
Yeah, we had one.
We had one in December?
I think we had one in December, yeah.
Okay, so this is show number 11, actually.
Yep.
I don't know when show 10 was,
It was
but
around
we did
December
have 10.
7th or something like that. I can't remember. It was the 1st of December.
Not sure. Either
Yeah.
way, we're welcoming ourselves back to the interweb net tubes.
Yay, us.
And this is the show about, or it's not the show. There are more shows.
I don't know. It is the show. It is the show in South Georgia.
It's my show. So when I reference the show, it's the show.
It's the show, but it's the show in South Georgia.
It is.
Yeah. There's not another one like it in South Georgia.
Actually, there is. I got to give a shout out to the folks over in Thomasville. The name of their show is not coming to me right now, but they know who they are.
You're going to give a shout out
To those
you know who you
guys
are.
over there. All right, this is a show where we talk about beer, brewing, home brewing, the process, the people, news.
And all that bloggy
all that.
type stuff that you've been putting on your blog.
Oh yeah, so all that bloggy type stuff that I haven't posted in
Well, you did something.
a very long time.
You did something this week.
That was a repost of a press release.
Oh, you didn't write that.
No,
I guess if I'd have read it, I would have known that, huh?
that style is not mine.
Okay. I just happened to see the headline and I went, oh, that seems familiar.
Yeah. Seems to know that brewery very well.
Yeah. So who are you?
I'm Ben Rayberg, your host, and with me is...
I'm the other co-host, Donovan. Yeah. Donovan Adkisson. That's me right here.
Now, is it still an Arrow Media?
A narrow media. That has not changed.
All right, and if you would like a podcast...
We can set you up. Yes, we can.
Exactly.
Yes, we can. Just call 313-718-2557 and we'll get you on the air.
Or send an email to info@anarrow.com.
That works too. It's not free though.
No, not free.
That's a beer.
Kind of the point of production company.
Yeah, yeah.
Although
Yeah.
I think my fees are a bit high.
I don't know. You're cheap.
The beer's not cheap.
No, well,
Well, as beer goes, it's
as
not cheap.
Yeah, as beer goes, it's
Beer's
not cheap.
affordable.
Yeah.
That's why we like it so much.
Well, hey,
That's just one of the reasons.
you know, maybe we'll eventually get some sponsors for this show. It looks like we actually may
Like
have
New Belgium would be
Yeah.
awesome.
we may actually have a sponsor lined up for one of our other shows. So,
Oh, fair.
yeah, well,
Well, too bad. So, see, they do a show about local sports.
I know.
I can't exactly do a show on local beer.
Well, you know, we did. I did reach out to the Southern Pride, the
Craft brew.
craft, and never did get a response back from
Southern
him.
Pride
so-
Craft Brewing, a homebrew shop in Tifton, Georgia, filling a very large hole in the map of homebrew stores.
Oh, considering what the closest one?
Tallahassee.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not even sure if there's one in Macon.
Got me.
Pretty sure there's one
certainly
in
don't know.
Savannah. And they're sparse in Atlanta area. So
Really?
there's plenty of market for it if people are, they get off their ass and make their own beer.
Well, not everybody is as educated as you are.
You don't have to have an education. Look at those people with the TV show, the Moonshiners.
I try not to watch that reality
Well,
crap.
I'm saying, I know it exists. I've not seen it. But if they can make shine
Okay.
and create a market and have a demand, somebody I actually heard today that there's some shine available at times in this region, $100 a gallon. Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. You don't need an education. You don't need all your teeth. Anybody can make beer.
We gonna make us some moonshine, boys.
And I've never been carded at the homebrew store. I've
Wait a minute.
thought about this. It's
Is there
always
anything-
hindsight. Well, I could have made my own beer at 14.
I was going to
Nobody would
say,
have known.
is there any? There's nothing there alcoholic.
No.
So there's nothing there that would require you to be 21 to buy.
Nope.
Okay.
No. I'm sure if I was 13 and I'm going to buy a can of spray paint, they'd go, "What are you doing with this kid?"
Yeah, they would
But I
ask.
go to the homebrew store and get enough to make 10 gallons of beer.
Mm-hmm. And you're only 17.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. I've been through a lot.
Yeah, you look old for your
my
age.
But what's the last beer you had?
It was...
Don't be ashamed.
Oh, I'm not, because it was a Samuel Adams seasonal ale that I had at Ruby Tuesdays when the family went there. I think it was around the first, it was sometime in December. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's in the chat room. Maybe she can help me out, but I can't remember. But I had one of their tall ones. You know, it's funny. You know, December 21st. And I said, you know, what have you got, you know, in the way of craft beers or anything like that? And the lady's like, what, on tap? And I'm like, you have any seasonal beers? And she's like, oh, yeah, we've got Sam Adams, and it was whatever the Christmas brew was. I forget what it was. But it was the one for the winter ale or something like that.
It might just be called a winter ale.
It
or a
was,
winter lager.
That might have been it. It was damn good. And it was funny because she's like, you want the short or the tall? And I'm like, is that even a question? You know, that's what I wanted to ask. But so I told her tall. And yeah, it's about this tall.
Yeah.
About this big around. Really,
I think
really
they only
good.
get 22 ounces, though. I mean, it's like that. But
Yeah, but when you're sitting
that
there with a
much-
meal, it was good.
get nice and warm and sleepy.
And I was driving.
Oh.
No, it had worn off by the time I got out to the vehicle. So don't come arrest me. No, don't arrest me, copper. I wasn't doing nothing wrong. But yeah, that was the last one I had. So see, I fooled you that time.
You did. You did.
I even checked in on Untapped, which I can't show you because my
December
phone's over there.
21, I was off the drugs by then. The
that's-
show has taken a big break because I had surgery on December 14.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure why. I didn't care. The world was ending 7 days later.
I know, but I guess it's a
it
good thing
turns
you
out-
went ahead and had it because you're
Yeah.
here. You are,
Yeah,
you know, January 25th.
yeah. But
Bastards lied to us.
anyway, I was on some really good pain medication. Wasn't thinking about a whole lot. Didn't have a care in the world.
School was out then, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that was like the day after the last day of the semester. I finished up classes, turned in my grades, and went under the knife.
So do you feel better? Did it do its job?
Well, I mean, yeah, they took out the bad part. But the original complaint, no, still there.
Okay.
Still,
That just goes to prove you can't trust those effing doctors.
actually, one of my symptoms has subsided, but that's because I quit caffeine. Not totally. I was just wanting to see what happened. So I just quit cold turkey, and ibuprofen got me over the headaches for 2 or 3 days. Fine.
Oh, so you had caffeine withdrawal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a physical withdrawal. I like my coffee in the morning, but
Yeah, how much coffee
It's
were
not
you
a-
drinking? Because I drink 2 cups every day.
how about 2 of these?
And I mean,
Before lunch.
I can go a couple of days and never have a headache. I don't have caffeine withdrawal. But I have watched, you know, Troy. You remember Troy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember watching Troy come to my house back when we lived in Fitzgerald and lay down on the floor in my home until the caffeine and the Mountain Dew could kick in. And I'm like, dude.
Wow.
And I mean, he was like Walt when I first met Walt, who would buy cases of Mountain Dew and would drink 6 Mountain Dews a day.
I never got that bad. Mine was just the coffee.
Now, see, I guess
quit soda a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the occasional Pepsi and whatnot, but
Yeah, I very rarely drink. The only time I drink a dark a soda is usually if we have pizza, we get a Pepsi, Or occasionally I'll get a 2-liter Coke and mix it with Jim Beam so that I can, have a mixer.
I usually pair some sort of beer with pizza.
Well, I can't order beer from Papa John's.
You can make it happen though.
That requires pre-planning, and this is
No.
we eat pizza on a Sunday.
Look, I know where Papa John's is. Oh well, yeah, pre-planning on a Sunday.
Yeah, this ain't Florida.
Well, do in Valdosta.
This ain't Remerton.
Yeah. No, I mean city of Valdosta now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can drink on Sunday?
Hmm?
Really?
You can buy a 6-pack at the grocery store on Sunday.
No fair.
Unless I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but
I'm moving.
I have not seen the lights off in the grocery store on a Sunday. I don't know if the liquor store's open because I'm not sure how much business they would get. But and that was a concern up in Atlanta when they were legalizing Sunday sales when it finally got on the ballot and it actually passed.
Right.
Whoa, people want that? Convenience stores, well, not convenience stores, but liquor stores like Total Wine and the big package stores, they were kind of worried that, we'll just have, if we're open, nobody's going to show up. I was like, well, who the hell voted for this Sunday rule if nobody's going to show up on Sunday?
Yeah.
But they decided to go, well, we'll be here for our customers. And
it worked out.
I guess. I mean,
that's
like not losing anything.
If you remember over in Ashburn, I think it's after 1 p.m. on Sunday you can buy beer.
Yeah, I think it's after noon or 1
Yeah.
Up there, North Atlanta.
Yeah, they kind of met everybody halfway. It's like, okay, go to church, pray for your sins, go have a meal, go get drunk.
Well, it's not the purpose of it. It's just if I want to go have I had a fat tire with my burger at Smash Burger on a Sunday last time I was up there. It was just nice, There shouldn't be any reason that I can't just have a beer with lunch.
If I decide on a Sunday afternoon around 4 o'clock that I want to start grilling, it'd be nice to be able to go get a 6-pack.
It would.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
But not in this frickin' town.
You shouldn't be restricted like that.
Anyway.
That's my opinion.
That is fact.
That is not the opinion of Narrow Media. The statements herein.
I happen to back him up on it, though. Anyway.
No, it really hasn't mattered to me a whole lot.
Yeah.
I remember going to Florida one time, though, and we headed to the beach, and I was like, oh, well, now I'll just grab a 6-pack. Because in Florida, that's not really a problem, except the city I happened to stop in had an ordinance against it.
Yeah, we were in Pensacola many years ago, and we got down there on a Friday, and we stayed Friday and Saturday night, and we were leaving out Sunday, I think around 11, 12-ish, something like that. And it was so funny because as we were leaving and we were going, I remember as we were exiting, we went by this one, convenience store, and people were walking out with cases of beer because they were going and going and playing on the beach and getting out in the water and stuff like that. And to me, that was so foreign because, being from Georgia, I was like, today's Sunday, and people are just walking out in droves with cases of beer. Something is wrong with the universe here. I feel so backwards.
Yeah. I don't think in Colorado, I don't think there's any rule against it, and I think places are pretty much open. Either that or you couldn't sell it as a package, but you could serve it by the drink. So you could still have a beer with lunch if you go out, but package stores might have been closed and you couldn't get it at the 7-Eleven or the grocery store. But you know what you can't do on Sunday in Colorado?
What?
Buy a new car.
What?
It is illegal to sell a car on Sunday.
So none of the car lots are open on Sunday?
None. Best time to go.
Wow.
Just wanted to
That's awesome.
put that out there. Part of my training in the 1 week I was a car salesman. I quickly discovered that was not the career for me.
I would never make it as a car salesman. I'm not that pushy.
I don't care. Hey, you like it? You realize the history of this company? Awesome. Let's do the deal.
You really should get this car. You know why? well, the reason why you should get this one, now granted, I understand it's $10,000 more, but listen to it whenever I open the door on this one. All right, let's walk over here. Listen to this one and I open the door on it. See, there's a subtle difference. This one right here, it's more solid, better construction. Well, yeah, I understand it's a Chevy. Both of them are made by GM. I get that. But trust me, it's a good car. Come on, let's get in here. Look, it's got it's got Sirius satellite. It's got
it's the Brett Favre edition.
Yeah.
He farted in the driver's seat. It's all yours, man. Just sign the paper.
It's like the Teo version without the girlfriend. I mean, yeah. Anyway, I'd never make it as a car salesman either. Because I'd be like you. I'd be like, do you like the car?
What do you want to know?
Yeah, what do you want to know? Well, he didn't try to sell me.
Well, he didn't sell it. Well,
did you want it?
To you if he bought it. Shut up.
Yeah.
If you make your own damn decisions. Yeah, I was a horrible salesman. And I didn't wear a tie. I didn't wear a tie one Saturday. Oh, man. Well, let's pop the top on this Biere de Mars.
Oh, I like that. Just don't think that a sun visor mirror is a selling point for chicks.
We were
we
were curious about the Hyundai, and this was back in like 03. Mm-hmm. And the salesman, bless him, he opened the hood, and then he showed us whatever he was talking about, blah blah blah, and then he closed the hood, and it went pwang, and it was like closing a tin lunchbox. I was like. How fast does this go?
That's solid construction right there.
And then he was I think we drove it or something, but he was going around and he opened the door, and there's that light on the inside of the door that opens, the courtesy light, right? So, and his word choice is just terrible. He said, "Here, this light is for when you break down on the side of the road," and we're like, "When we break down?"
It's not if,
definite
when.
One. So people can see you when you break down on the side of the road. Like, whoa. Let's just stop this.
I love that. When you break down, not if, when.
So in the off chance, you hear a noise or you got to stop because the kid's crying, he didn't use any of that. It's when you break down.
When you break down.
Okay, I got the real story now.
Because this clunker inevitably is going to break down.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
We weren't impressed. Oh, had to tell that one.
I think they're better made now, but maybe. I don't know.
They are. The Genesis was a disappointment when I drove it. Biere de Mars.
Yeah.
A celestial collusion of orange, hued ale, citrusy lemon verbena, and unidentified flying Britannomyces.
Did you say unidentified? Or you should have.
Unidentified flying Britannomyces. I should have really rehearsed this one.
Why didn't you look that up?
Launch to newbelgium.com. What else does it say? I've had this before, and I know it's strange. It's not nearly as strange as the Cocamole, which is what we had last show when I was on beta blockers. My mom told me she thought I was already drunk when we started the show. I was like, oh.
Well, it was kind of difficult to tell.
I was slow. In surgery, my heart rate, I'm told, wasn't really paying attention. In surgery, my heart rate went to close to 30.
Really?
That's badass.
Close to 30.
I'll pour yours the same way so we don't have weight. Yay. This is a golden color.
It's got a good smell.
It's just strange. And it's not strange in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can even it up, because I know I totally, I poured one glass completely full and the other one was just halfway last time.
You wound up giving me the one that had the most.
See, I was on drugs and I still remember what happened. There, that's even enough.
That's close enough.
I should have gone by the monitor.
Hey.
Hell,
it looks good.
I'm good. That's exactly 11 ounces in each glass. I guarantee it.
You want me to get the scale out?
Nope. Anyway, this is Biere de Mars, part of
Smells orangey.
New Belgium's Lips of Faith. Sure, it's got orange and all kinds of interesting spices they found in the woods near the brewery.
Yeah. What's this? I don't know. Throw it in the beer.
Well, they don't grow oranges in Colorado. So. Some of it's not local, but...
Oh, wow. I like this.
That is different than I remember.
He's some good shit, man. He's good. No, it is. It's really good.
That's all I'm going to say. I like it.
It's definitely... You can't see through it.
Oh, it's sticky.
Yeah.
That maltiness is really hanging around. There's a subtle bitterness, but it's mostly just the sweet orange flavor on the.
I have to put this in my top 5 favorite beers.
Already?
Yeah. So far, I mean, just this is what I like, that the subtle, almost fruity. I mean, if you tell me, okay, this beer tastes fruity, immediately I'm turned off.
Yeah.
Because I don't, the way my brain registers,
Yeah.
I don't want a fruity beer.
Yeah. Why'd you put blueberries in it?
Yeah, but that's the only way I can describe it, is it's got a nice, sweet, almost fruity flavor, but not...
It's fruity, like a citrus fruity, not like a berry, a bad, like you're chewing on the car air freshener. So.
Yeah. No, it's really good. Yeah, I'd have to put it in my top 5.
Well, good.
This is something I could definitely, get a couple of these and kick back on a Saturday afternoon and play Minecraft. Because all you do in Minecraft is dig, build,
dig and build
dig.
And dig.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds...
I do some of my best digging and building and losing my crap drinking while I'm playing Minecraft. Just ask Tyler, he'll tell you.
That's good to know. Is he the one taking all your stuff while you're getting drunk?
No. We were in there a couple of Saturdays ago, and there's this, for anybody that doesn't know anything about Minecraft, I mean, it's a nice little game. It's all written in Java, and it's all about, everything is old style 3D graphics.
Yeah, I've seen the screenshots.
Which is what turned me off from it to start with, but I've really gotten into it. We run our own server, so I hadn't died at all in the game, okay? And I had found this enchanted book, and for whatever reason in my mind, I took it out of the chest and I put it in my personal inventory. So I'm digging down, and I get into this area where, because I love to dig. I dig a lot. I dig down, and so I found this cavern. And I fell the hell off the damn ledge and died. And when you die, all your stuff, you lose all, it scatters out, and if you can get back soon enough, you can pick it up. But so can the zombies and the skeletons and all those folks. Well, Tyler just happened to be in there. He doesn't get in my server all that often, but he was in there, and he ran over there to try to help get some of my stuff, but I lost the book, I lost a set of armor, and I went from level 25 back to 1.
Oh.
I was like, wow. So yeah, I have to be careful when
Be a little more conservative with your things.
Yeah. Well, he's like, Dad, what possessed you to take the enchantment book out of the... I said, I thought somebody was going to walk in and steal it. He said, so it was better to put it on you and then die and lose it. I'm like, yeah. So that's your Minecraft education. Drink in moderation when playing Minecraft.
Duly noted. But I'll tell my daughter. She's interested in Minecraft, but I won't let her play.
Well, here at the Narrow, we run our own Minecraft server, and it's opened up so that if anybody wants to actually play on it, they go to, there's a link on the website, and you fill out the information, and we get your username, and then we'll add you to the whitelist. So.
And then if you're bad, you just get kicked off.
Yeah, if you start griefing people, we'll remove you and kick you off and hunt you down and make sure that we've got proper licenses for guns, and yeah.
It sounds like that's taking a wrong turn. Let's.
It's about as bad as. Do you ever watch Philip DeFranco?
You realize that I don't have cable TV or.
No, this is on YouTube.
Or no. I
Anyway.
have seen it.
He covered a story yesterday about a security guard who I think it was a security guard. They found him, he was kind of hunched over in his car, and when they finally discovered what had happened, I don't know if he was loading or whatever. Anyway, he accidentally shot his penis off with an illegal firearm, one he did not have a license for. So not only does he have to suffer from the fact that he is now penisless, but he's also being charged with
Sounds so fun to say.
carrying a weapon and being in possession of a firearm without a license.
What about discharging an unlicensed firearm?
That too. It's not funny, but it is.
You know, you shoot yourself in the dick. It's just
I know, man.
unfortunate, but preventable.
Gun safety.
Gun safety.
Yeah.
You've learned your lesson here at a beer show.
Yeah. Gun safety.
Actually, this show in particular isn't a beer show. It's a cider show.
Oh.
Although we're not drinking cider, this is a color of a cider.
Yeah.
Yeah, an apple cider. I got an email from some girl. I hate to say it like that, but I honestly cannot remember her name. But she sent me a link to this infographic. And if you're familiar with the term infographic, it's just a very long picture that, details something. Mm-hmm. This one in particular talked about cider and kind of coyingly calls it the new beer.
Oh, cider, the new beer.
Cider, the new beer. Almost. But it's pretty long. You can find it, I'll have a link to it on the webpage. But I didn't want to write all this down to talk about it.
Oh, so you went through the effort of printing it out and then taping it together.
It took a long time, man. Hard work.
Wow.
In the words of George Bush, it's hard work.
And that definitely took a turn for the worse.
It's not a political show. This is a beer and cider show.
Yeah, hard
Now,
cider.
This was interesting to me and interestingly timed because I have cider in the fermenter right now. It's about ready. I think I'm going to bottle it this weekend. And
you made all of this from store-bought
apple juice.
Apple juice.
But the brand Simply Orange, they have a Simply Apple. It is pure pressed apple juice with no additives. It's just been pasteurized, but there's no additives.
Gotcha.
So that's about as good as it gets unless I wanted to juice my own apples. 5 gallons worth of apples is going to be prohibitively expensive.
Not to mention the amount of work. Juice.
Oh, no, we've got one of those Breville juicers.
Oh.
But it would be pretty pissed if I juiced 5 gallons worth at one time. That thing would be toast.
Is it temperamental?
No, it spins at like 45,000 RPM. And just to drop apples in until you get 5 gallons, that would just, I don't know. It wouldn't like it. I would need one of those huge presses, I think. But this infographic takes you through a little bit of the history of cider and kind of points to the fact, or maybe some research and there's references down there. And it kind of points to the fact, or the idea that cider is becoming more popular among the college age.
Why is that?
Well, girls go to college, and they, something around here.
You don't say. Girls go to college.
Girls go to college. Where is it? Cider appeals to both men and women who consume it equally. Compared to beer, 80% of which is consumed by men. So
I wonder if that's because cider is closer to wine.
it is. You can get sweet and crisp and dry ciders. And they just, because of the fruitiness and maybe the apparent health benefits, it appeals to women more.
Well,
But it's growing in popularity. But it started way back when, this is so low tech, it's awesome.
He's the only guy I know that goes to a web page, prints it off, tapes it together, and then scrolls it like it's, old parchment
Very
or something.
important. Very important. I'm going to put this in the safe when we're done. Actually, I'm going to call up the Illuminati and see if they'll guard it for me.
You probably should.
In colonial America, apple trees took to the New England soil. So the apple trees grew very well. I mean, that makes sense. You see a lot of trees in Vermont, Maine. A family of a friend has an orchard in Maine, Olmsted's Orchards.
Yeah, I discovered that's the one state that's further north than Vermont.
A friend of mine went to Portland. He said, I want to plane to Portland. I'm like, which one?
Yeah, because when you say Portland, I would immediately think Oregon.
Yeah, he went to Oregon.
Okay.
There's a Portland, Maine.
Okay.
It's, somewhat of a destination, but
Anywhere close to Haven?
I don't know. Should I know? Should I know that?
That's a reference to a sci-fi show.
Good. I shouldn't know it.
No, you shouldn't.
All right. But growing grains required for making beer was trickier, which makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, where's grain grown now?
The Midwest.
Midwest and the belt, right? The what do they call that? The grain belt?
I'll go with that.
Like it's west of the Bible Belt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since it was harder to grow the grain for beer, and apples were plentiful, that was great, cider became the beverage of choice. And this kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because you got to get your alcohol.
I haven't verified any of this. New England produced about 300,000 gallons of cider annually in the early 1700s, which was about 3 gallons or more than 3 gallons per person at the time of New England.
Over
Which
3
apparently
times
is Maine, New
yeah.
Hampshire, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island, and Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Are those
Wow.
the right states? Did I just really name those without labels?
I can almost
no,
say.
they made us Delaware.
Yeah. I mean,
the
you
hell's
can't.
Connecticut?
You can't really see Rhode Island. It's so small.
No, Delaware is the tiny one.
Rhode Island's small too.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was
should
just
have printed
recently.
it. I should have printed a higher DPI.
Yeah. Because I was just recently looking at that area, and happened to realize how small Rhode Island actually was.
I don't even know why they bother anymore. They should just make New England a state. It's the new one.
It's the new
It's
state.
the new one with the crappy weather, not the old one with the crappy weather.
New state, same crappy weather.
And another statement here, and by the mid-century, so 1750s, an average resident of Massachusetts drank 35 gallons of cider a year, which, that's quite a bit. That's
I love that. John Adams drank a tankard of cider every morning to settle his stomach.
makes sense.
Okay, wait a minute. Every morning to settle his stomach.
How much was a tankard, though? Was it just a glass?
Well, what the hell was he doing the night before to have such an upset stomach the next morning?
They didn't have any refrigeration. That's old squirrel.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. One the cat probably brought into the sunroom or something.
So it asks the question, what happened to cider?
What happened?
Because we don't have like a awesome
no, everything's
supply
beer.
of cider right now.
What happened to cider?
What happened? Early 1900s, Eastern European immigrants brought with them a taste for beer over cider.
Those damn European immigrants. They killed off the cider.
And again, I will give proper attribution in the post. So if you're watching this on the YouTube embed on beenonbeer.com, you should find attribution to this. This is found on, I want to make sure I get it right, hackcollege.com. Work smarter, not harder. Well, I think that's a pretty cool site. It was just a collection of ideas for college students to want to save money, be more efficient, and study better. And
this
stuff
is
like that.
saving money, making your own cider.
No, this isn't about making cider. This is just the facts about cider.
Oh, okay.
1920, Prohibition went into effect. Put a lot of them out of business. You know, I've seen documentaries and read about Prohibition affecting brewers so heavily, and it closed, all but the biggest down. And the biggest breweries stopped brewing beer, and they started producing a grain feed for places, and
Unless you were in Canada.
they were making food products and producing corn sugar and stuff like that to make it through. And in the 1930s, a series of hard frosts killed many apple trees. So that was kind of sad.
Very sad.
1933, Prohibition repealed. And
So everybody could get the drink on.
beer breweries got back to work very quickly. One season, they had a harvest, and 3 weeks later they were bottling beer. And it took decades to get the apple trees back and producing. So
they didn't, during this, they didn't worry, we're not going to have any apple orchards any longer because we can't make cider. Nobody wants to really eat apples, so let's just forget about
and there's
it.
a lower demand for the number of apples. The production of apples, I guess, went down due to the, I guess,
Yeah, that makes
early
sense.
1930s, a lot of the trees died, and then 33 was the repeal. So, but now it says here, finally, hard cider is making a comeback. Over the past year, U.S. cider sales totaled to about $90 million, and that's a 65% increase from 2011.
Wow, that is a considerable jump.
Yeah, I've seen some ciders. I've known a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people who just, that's their favorite drink is hard cider. As far as imbibing.
Or it could just be their favorite drink overall. They get up in the morning, coffee? No! Hard cider.
Some of that
Settles my stomach. Yeah. That's what I'm going to start drinking every morning.
Only if you're a politician.
Well, I kind of got free time. Maybe that's what I need to start doing.
Just run for...
I'll run for some damn office.
Yeah. But it could be because consumers are becoming more health conscious. Cider
What?
is gluten-free,
Hey!
made from apples. I hope you guys can hear me. If not, just catch it on YouTube.
It's been recorded. I don't know why we're having some video and audio loss, but maybe it's that crappy ISP I have.
Maybe it is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Cider boosts antioxidants, and that makes sense because wine also, red wine is supposed to be the best for you. If you're on one of the newer, more natural diets, you're encouraged, if you drink alcohol, make it red wine, and in moderation, obviously. But red wine is supposed to boost antioxidants, and it makes sense that cider would have a similar effect because it is fruit-based and not grain-based. And apparently cider has less fat than beer. Cheers.
Yay.
Now, I can't verify that. I don't think there's actually any fat in the beer.
Well, all I've ever heard about beer is the fact that it's got empty calories. So,
Yeah, there are calories, there are carbohydrates that eventually may turn into fat, but we are not ingesting fat right now.
No. And even if we were, some damn good, tasty fat.
Cider itself has a lot of sugars in it. Even if it's not glucose, it's still sucrose, and it's still
But
metabolized.
it's not high fructose corn syrup.
No, you're right. It's fructose, but it's not HFCS.
Yeah.
So that's cider has less fat than beer.
Yeah. Who cares?
I'm not going to argue. I'm not the scientist, but you're not going to knock my beer. I'll still drink cider, and the cider I'm making is caramel apple cider. It's going to be right now. It is ripe.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it going to be like really, really sweet or?
I think it is. Yeah. Because it's back sweetened. Right now, it's produced almost as much alcohol as it's going to make. I mean, it's achieved an attenuation to where the alcohol is at such a level that it's killing the yeast. The yeast is dying of alcohol poisoning. That's what it is. So fermentation has come to a really a crawl. So I will stop fermentation and bottle it, but in the bottling bucket, I'm going to back sweeten it with apple juice concentrate and a cinnamon dolce syrup.
That's not going to over sweeten it?
I don't know, but it's a recipe I found.
Okay.
The guy loves it. I think some folks have tried it, so
well,
that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be, I hope it's going to be great. I might bottle a couple of bottles before I back sweeten it, just to find out. Just to find out what's in it.
Because I don't like real sweet drinks.
I might put it directly in one wine bottle and just cork it and be done, because I've never put anything in a wine bottle before. But I have corks and a corker, and I've got a bunch of wine bottles. And we visited this before. Cider appeals to both men and women who consume it equally, compared to beer, where 80% of beer drinkers are men.
America.
Men. Arr, arr. And younger drinkers are demanding more of it. The average cider enthusiast ranges from college age to 35. Notice they didn't say 21 to 35. They said college age, which is 18. What are you saying? What are you inferring, sir or ma'am?
I do believe that whether it's a law or not, it doesn't really matter.
And as these youngsters have hit legal drinking age, this is a big number. The number of draft ciders served in bars has grown 700%. And that's from 2011 to 2012.
Are you aware of any food establishments around here in Tifton or in Valdosta that you can actually buy a cider, like at a Ruby Tuesdays or any of those places? You know, any of the restaurants?
I remember seeing Strongbow on tap, but I don't think it was anywhere near here. I know they have it on tap at places like Taco Mac. They've got Hornsby's and Strongbow at the least. But Hornsby's is kind of bland. Strongbow is really good cider. But as far as, and I'm pretty sure by now the Angry Orchard line of ciders from Boston Beer Company is.
So they're doing cider?
Yes. The Samuel Adams folks, I can't remember if they put it under Sam Adams' name or if they just say it's Boston Beer, but either way, Boston Beer Company makes three or four lines of cider under the name Angry Orchard. And it is crisp. The one I've had anyway is really a good crisp cider.
Angry Orchard.
Angry Orchard. But it's really carbonated, and so it's really fizzy. It's probably better if you pour it in a glass. I think I've just had it from the bottle.
Sounds good.
But this caramel apple cider, that just caught my eye. One thing I'm
Caramel, not caramel.
What?
Caramel?
I went to Colorado out of high school.
Here we go.
And I had no friends, nothing to do. I had no idea what to do. Ended up in the mall. When I was in the Army, I was told what to do. But on the free time, I ended up in the mall and had a candy shop or a deli or somewhere. There's a confectioner. And I said, I'd like a caramel apple, please. And she goes, you're not from around here, are you? And I said, no. She said, we say caramel. I'm like, you're an asshole.
Caramel.
Give me the apple and no one gets hurt.
With the sticky stuff on it.
Yes. Yes, caramel or caramel, I don't care how you say it.
Well, they pronounce it caramel.
I know I'm a big stickler for how people say my name, but that's not a name.
No.
That's a confection.
Well, there's only one way to say Ben.
Rayberg, not Ryberg, like some people say.
How the hell could you get rye out of that? I mean, I want to re or re.
I don't know, but it's my boss and she will not say it correctly.
Say his last name correctly, damn it.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's all right. At least you don't get called ass kissing.
Uh-oh. All right, let's go somewhere else. Yes, but my caramel apple cider, I think is very exciting. I came across that recipe on homebrew forums. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was there. There or Homebrew Talk. I wrote the article on it. I don't know why I'm missing this.
I went through, but I looked more at the pictures than I did the actual article.
Yeah, that's why I put the pictures there, so people actually spend a little more time on the site.
Because I went, honey, hey, he's doing this. He actually got store-bought apple juice.
You know, I
Is
bought
he
enough.
nuts?
I bought enough ingredients for 2 batches, and I had planned to make 10 gallons.
You said it actually boiled down to. I remember you said something in an article about it condensed down from so many gallons down to actual, like a gallon or 2 or something of what you actually lost.
No,
or we're going to use.
No, I had thought that the bottles of Simply Apple were close to a gallon. I thought they were, for some reason, I had in my head that they were 110 ounces. A gallon is 128. And so I said, well, shit, they're 2 for $6 here. I'm going to get 10, then I'll have close enough to 10 gallons. And whatever I can, when I mix up the dextrose, it will provide the extra whatever.
Right.
Well, I was wrong. They were...
Learn the math.
Well, no, I just was wrong about the size.
Yeah, learn the math.
It's not about math.
Or maybe learn
memory.
to read.
Yeah, it's about memory.
Memory.
But anyway, I'm human. So I ended up getting...
debatable.
I only got 10 of those. Or 9. I ended up with 9 because that's all we could buy. I bought Tifton out of it, and I bought the Valdosta
it's not because they wouldn't let you.
That's
It's just
all
like
they had.
that's all they had.
And
okay.
it was 2 for $6, and then, damn it, I was going to get it. So I still ended up with, I was 1 bottle short. But it ended up being perfect because what I had mixed when I dissolved the dextrose in warm water and on the stove, that came to just about a half gallon. So 9 bottles of apple juice and that half gallon of the corn sugar mixture was 5 gallons.
Cool.
Or at least close enough to 5 gallons.
Yeah.
You're not exact. This is, just relax. Don't worry. Have a homebrew.
Yeah, have a homebrew. Drink some cider.
And so I pitched the yeast and put the airlock on, and within 2-3 hours it was bubbling. And
I know. I saw the picture you took of it, and it looked rather gross.
yeah, it looks a little bit worse now. There's a kind of a film on the outer edge of the, because you don't see this when it's in a plastic bucket, but I have it in a glass carboy now. You can see it directly into it. But for
That's good penicillin.
For 2 weeks there, you could take a flashlight and put it on the glass, and you could see the bubbles fizzing as that yeast was working. Very, very active fermentation. That was really neat to watch it. That's the first time I've done a primary fermentation in a clear container. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. And when I bottled, we're going to have to do, the recipe calls for 5 cans of apple juice concentrate, which that's going to sweeten it up and make, give it that apple taste as if it doesn't already taste like apples. And 12 ounces, if I got the numbers right, 12 ounces of a cinnamon dolce syrup, which I have the recipe for. And it's just brown sugar and cinnamon.
So you got to make the syrup.
Yeah, just make the syrup, put it in a bottle and bucket, and mix it up, and bottle it, and then wait. You just sit there and wait. And I don't know, probably 2 weeks. My concern is that we're putting a lot of sugar back into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's already consumed as much sugar as it can to ferment. But when a natural beer is bottled, it still has a little bit of active yeast in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they add either a little more yeast or a little more sugar or both into each bottle to bottle condition. The yeast will consume that extra sugar and build up the pressure, and that's what carbonates the beer. Whereas the cider, if I add that much sugar, as I'm concerned, the dolce syrup is nothing but brown sugar almost, and the concentrated apple juice is obviously got a lot of the sucrose in it, plus all the preservatives and chemicals and all that. But I'm concerned that we're adding a lot of sugar, so if I don't get that fermentation really good and pretty much stopped, they could blow up. I mean, because if you add too much sugar to a bottle of beer,
it's going to blow up.
It's going to reinvigorate that yeast, and it's going to blow the cap off or even break the neck off. But the one step I forgot to mention is a step for winemakers. It's called, they use a product called Camden Tablets, and that has a chemical name that I can't remember. But you're supposed to drop about 5 of these in there. And what it does, it doesn't kill the yeast, but it stops reproduction. So it pretty much brings fermentation to a stop.
You put 5 in the batch or 5 per bottle?
Just 5 in the fermenter.
In the fermenter,
before
okay.
24 hours before you bottle it.
Right.
So I hope that's going to do its job. So when I do finally bottle it, the yeast that's still there might condition it a little bit, but they won't
blow your
reproduce
stuff up.
and blow it up. So just kind of treading lightly here.
Yeah.
My introduction to homemade cider was my friend Bill, who I've recently been reintroduced to. Happens to work for a beer distributor here in Georgia, and awesome guy. He handed me a bottle the first time I met him, and told me it was cider. I was like, "Wow, how'd you make it?" And so he told me, he's like, "We just put apple juice in the fermenter and put the yeast in and put the airlock on. There's all the normal steps,
right,
sanitation and all. But you basically just put apple juice and yeast in the fermenter and maybe some sugar, and put it away for a couple of weeks, depending on which yeast you use. If you use a wine yeast, you could do it for months. But then you get like a 20-25%. You get the wine level alcohol content. But it just intrigued me. And then when I a couple of days later, I guess, when I popped this top on his bottle, it let go. Just nothing came out. Just the air released from the bottle was immense, and it was really fizzy and crisp and clear. It was good. And my wife doesn't like any.
She's not a beer drinker.
She's not a beer drinker.
But she gonna try the cider?
I don't know. I might have to talk her into it. But the reason that this caught my eye so much was the caramel apple cider. It's just really, really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
She might like it. So that's not the whole reason I made it, but it's the reason I made this recipe.
Right.
So,
well, I'm definitely intrigued. I can honestly say I've never had any type of cider that I'm aware of.
We'll have to bring cider on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a Strongbow or some other commercial cider. A couple of things I was going to talk about. I forget the dates. May? No, that's the end of the semester. What the hell? March 2nd, I think. Is that a Saturday?
Do I look like I got a built-in calendar?
I asked the question.
You're the one with the phone. Mine's sitting over there.
I'm just saying. I believe it's March 2nd. I have it on my calendar so I can actually verify the date. Yep. March the 2nd at Sweetgrass Dairy Cafe, the restaurant pub downtown Thomasville.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Stone Tap Takeover where a tap takeover is where a brewery comes in and takes up all the taps in the place. So for that day or that afternoon, I guess, I'm not sure of the time, every tap will have a Stone Brewing Company beer on it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the beers apparently will be specialty, not available, or there'll be rare beers or seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
March
the
2nd?
2nd. March 2nd, Saturday. I'm not sure if there are tickets to this thing or what. I got to get more details, and I will be tweeting that, I'm pretty sure, when I get all the
So you're planning on going?
particulars. Yes. Also, what I'm trying to talk my people into, the World Beer Festival in Raleigh, North Carolina, is April 13.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the afternoon. Starts at noon. There's one session at noon, and then there's a dinner time kind of session. I want to go to that, and I would love to live tweet and get pictures and talk all about it. And as a subscriber to All About Beer, if you subscribe to All About Beer, you should have received the email. We can register right now and get advance tickets.
How much is it?
For VIP, $75.
Mm.
Now, for a once-a-year event, which is really pretty big, it's probably going to have a bunch of breweries there. They say there's over 200 different beers available to the VIP people. And I think it's 45 general admission. But they're not available yet to the general public.
Gotcha.
As a subscriber, we have the code to get early tickets before anyone else. Because the event itself is put on by the magazine. So
Gotcha. Okay.
it's not like they've got a cousin in the
Mm-hmm.
place or something.
My cousin, he's the one that
But
organizes these things.
But I want to go this year. I've wanted to go for years, but I think I've finally, situation settled down enough so I can go.
Cool.
But it's going to be hard to get away on a Friday afternoon because that's actually a show day. That's the day after a show day. So
Hey, I tell you what, if we could get sponsored by Live View, we would go, if the show permitted it, we could go and actually do live streaming of the event for the Ben on Beer show.
that would be cool.
Yeah. But unless Live View wants to sponsor and provide a rig, which is about $8,000, that's not happening.
I can't swing that.
Yeah, me either.
All right. Next. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Was there another event? The Stone Tap Takeover and then World Beer Festival. No, that's about it. This weekend I'll be bottling the caramel apple cider.
The caramel / caramel.
And like I said, I started to say anyway, I've got ingredients for, or materials anyway, for another 5 gallons.
Mm.
So I was going to try it with a different juice, like Mott's.
There is
Mott's or Treetop, I think. Those are the ones that are made with no preservatives.
Yeah. Lee found one, I think it was at Publix, that was an apple juice, and it was in a container, a glass container about this big. I forget who makes it, but that's probably the best apple juice I have ever tasted. And everybody else in the house agrees because it tastes just like apples.
There's one that we got, because we got 9 and I thought I was going to need 10, so my wife went out and grabbed one.
Yeah, it's $5 a gallon.
It's about going rate for good juice. Anyway. She bought, was it White House? And I thought it was different because the bottle was about that color. What in the world? But it was just, the bottle was tinted, but the juice was the same damn color as the Simply Apple. So,
Yeah, Lee put it's not good effing awesome juice.
Sorry.
She is an aficionado when it comes to apple juice. She loves apple juice.
Should I bring some cider over for her?
I don't think she'd be opposed to it.
Okay. Would you like some cider? You'll have to let it sit. I'll test your patience. I'll bring it over on bottling day.
Yeah, then you got to let it sit for 2 weeks.
Yeah, minimum.
Oh, she's patient. She's not the one you have to worry about. I'm the one that's like, okay, 2 weeks, that's 14 days. Nah, we're cracking this puppy in 10. Damn it, I should have waited the extra 2 or 4 days.
Well, the cool thing about homebrewing is when you make a 5-gallon batch, if you crack one too early, I was like, oh, well, I'll wait. And I'm still not to the end of the pumpkin ale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm still letting it sit. I've got 2 set aside that I was going to send to Arizona to that fellow with the gosh, I'm drawing blanks now.
One of our followers?
Very sorry. Yeah, Kyle Wilson.
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah.
I didn't forget about you, and I didn't tell you I was going to send him. But I didn't tell you I was going to send him because I really haven't sent him yet. So,
so forget he said anything. So whenever you get them, it's just I was like, it's a surprise.
I was really just waiting on a box, and I still haven't found one of those.
Hey, they sell those at Staples.
I'm not buying a box.
You know, I got a catalog. You can buy shipping supplies.
They're double wrapped in like lunch bags, inside a big gallon Ziploc bag, and then I'll wrap that up and put it in a box, and maybe they'll make it to Arizona.
Just don't ship it USPS.
No. It'll be UPS.
Yeah, it better be UPS with a $100 insurance or something.
Fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This end up, which means it'll get there like this.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. As long as he puts it, puts it in the fridge and lets it settle for a couple of days, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
But he said he'd like to taste it and would post a review or something.
Maybe he'll get it on a Tuesday, so then he can put it in the fridge and crack it open on a Friday.
Yeah.
That'd work.
Yeah. The next year's pumpkin ale is going to be different. I hope it'll be good. I want to get to where I'm refining my recipes every year for the seasonals. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to get to where I have a common beer recipe. Just like, Sam Adams Boston Lager.
Yep.
And I think...
This is Ben's Pumpkin Ale for 2018.
No, it's just... I'm going to just call it the beer. No, haven't seen a beer on the shelf called the beer.
The Pumpkin Ale from
I just made that up, too.
2014 goes for $150 a bottle.
But, yeah.
So you're just going to make the beer every year?
No. Like, if I'm out of beer, I'll make another batch of the beer. It'll be the daily drinker.
The beer.
The seasonals, the pumpkin ale.
I got you.
Then maybe there'll be something special for Christmas.
Yeah.
There'll be ciders.
Yeah.
But if, that's the year-round thing, like Boston Lager.
You're going to make a good
Ales.
Budweiser.
No. No.
I said a good.
I don't even know what style I want.
Oh, okay.
But, it's going to be an ale, of course.
You seen Budweiser selling this thing called Budweiser Amber now or some crap? Amber Lager? It's crazy.
I'd believe it if you told me that's what they did. I wouldn't put it past them.
It's in the flyer from Publix. I've never seen it until I saw it in Publix.
I want to say I've seen an amber ale, but I can't remember.
I wouldn't trust it from Budweiser.
Yeah. Speaking of large companies and the crafty brews, I was contacted by a company, or a beer folks called Indio, and they are Mexican. Nothing against that. I'm just saying, I've never heard of this beer. It had a different name, and I'll be prepared to talk about it hopefully next show. But it's so funny. It became Indio because of the illiteracy rate in the country. I mean, they started brewing in 1893, but people could not read the name. But something about the logo they called Indio.
What was
And
the
so
name?
the name of the beer, I don't know, I can't remember. And I'd have trouble pronouncing it right now, but I'll work on it. But it became Indio, and they finally officially changed the name to Indio because people couldn't read the damn label.
That's sad.
It is, but still, it's called Indio now. The brewery in I don't know when. Again, I got to get history on it. Was, of course, taken over. The big guys do that, but Heineken now owns it. Of course,
I love me a little honey.
a little messing me up. Their offices are in L.A., but apparently the public relations is out of New York.
Okay.
I got this random email talking about, people have probably failed on their New Year's resolutions already about losing weight and getting organized, but you can pitch this new resolution to them. Try new beers. All right? So we're supposed to have this new Year's resolution that I've had for quite a while now. Try new beers. And she said, if you like, we can send you a sample and some high-res images. And I was like, you're on.
Sure.
And then she, of course, sent me a fact sheet, which led me to the fact that they're owned by Heineken now. I was like, okay. But they've been in the States for less than a year. They're distributed in 3 states now. One of them's not Georgia. None of them are Georgia. Sorry, they're not distributed in Georgia.
Any state close?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Illinois and California and another one somewhere. So they're not distributed here. I wouldn't call it a craft beer because they're owned by Heineken. But who knows? They might not have had time to screw it up yet. Who's that?
That's Sam. He's coming in. We're doing a random geek out at 6.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I better go. I got dinner with folks. Anyway, yeah. So I hope to get the samples next week, depending on how many we get. Maybe just a 6-pack, maybe 2 beers. I don't know. Or maybe the little 6-ounce cans. I don't know how they're packaging it. So,
hey, if you can...
free beer.
Well, I was going to say, if you could, restrain yourself, which I think you can probably do it better than me, why don't you do a first sample tasting on the show?
Yeah.
Live. I mean,
I would
never
love to do
have
that.
taste, we both, and it's like, that's going to be the real reaction. If it's shit, it's shit.
It is what it is on the air. And do we call this on the air or on the packets?
It's on the air. Yeah.
So,
It's because most people, there's still people, as Lee found out talking to some local folks here in Tifton when she tried to explain what a podcast was, and when she said, well, it's like a radio show but on the internet, they immediately knew what she was talking about.
Well, we're still adjusting.
Yeah.
10 years later. We're still adjusting.
This is internet radio / video.
Or 15 years later. How long has the podcast been around?
The official nomenclature has been...
No, I mean, how long have people been have had audio shows available on a regular basis? Whether streaming or by downloaded audio files.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, so I would say 15 years.
Because YouTube wasn't a thing until 2005, I believe. It actually became a thing in 2005, so yeah.
That's when broadband really started to pick up.
Yeah, and podcasting was named podcast because of the iPod.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. But yeah.
That's about it. Well, I hope to have Indio. We will do a first tasting.
That'd be cool.
On the show. I get invited to my friend Bill's house. It seems once a month. We did one in December, and we've done one in January, and I still haven't written about it. I'm horrible. But we since he works for a beer distributor, he has access to a lot. So he has us over, and they have food and a small crowd for tasting different beers. And if we have enough after the show, I'll take a couple of that over there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I hope they send a 6-pack so we can have
Yeah,
2 for the show.
and have some left. You can
And I
take
got
some
a
over
couple
there.
for the road down to his house.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
And well, I'll probably, if it sucks, I'll just take the other 4 down there.
It's like, here, try this.
Yeah. It's Corona's sister. But it's an amber or a brown, caramel notes and toasted malts and stuff. I don't know. I really don't know if Heineken's got it screwed up yet or if it's actually still decent. So we'll see. I'm kind of excited that somebody contacted me and wanted to send me beer.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
I should have known. I should have known that when they offered me beer, I really should have taken that as a hint. Because as a small brewery, dude, if I'm doing like 30-barrel batches,
You're not gonna
I'm
offer it.
sending free beer to somebody just random.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true. But if you're making, hundreds of thousands to millions of gallons or whatever a year, it's like, hey, you can have
If
it.
you just added it to your portfolio of breweries you bought,
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
yeah.
But and I'd like to know whether it's it's hidden in the marketing that they're owned by Heineken. That's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It would also be interesting to get a case in the mailbox or beside the mailbox or something, or even a 12-pack. But I don't know.
Instead of 2, you want to with a case.
Yeah, and then we'll have 2, and then let's see how many of these we can pour out in 15 seconds.
And there was that.
Yeah, here I am just wrecking it for them. Sorry.
We don't know yet.
Don't know yet. I'm optimistic that we'll like it, and we'll see. That's all we got. I think we're going to close it out now. It's been, about an hour, hour 10 maybe.
Well, we got started at what, 3:45?
After 3:30. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're...
Hour-ish. All right.
Yep.
All that good stuff. If you would like to leave a mail for the show,
A mail?
just drop it in the box outside. Send an email to info@anero.com, or you can leave a voicemail at 313-718-2557. You can follow me on Twitter at BenOnBeer, and my personal account, 42 Flows.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow Donovan there at GD Adkisson.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Ben on Beer Facebook page. Even though I hate Facebook, it's still kind of an outlet there.
You created a Google Plus Ben on Beer page?
I did.
Okay. I couldn't remember because I
But
don't really see any activity
I would
there.
love to tie them all together because I can't
It's-
stand the whole, gotta post it several times.
I know.
But all the tweets go to the Facebook page, so that's easy.
Yeah. Mine do too.
But yeah, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Google+. Are there any social media networks that I missed? We're not going to do LinkedIn. That's not really the thing they do. So.
No, that's pretty much it. Twitter, Facebook, Google+,
Google+.
and the website, benonbeer.com.
benonbeer.com. Don't drink and drive. Do not contribute to the delinquency of minors.
Because if you drink and drive, you might be like, yeah.
Or you'll just get pulled over and they'll fine the shit out of you.
They won't find you. They'll carry your ass in. You'll get it for DUI.
Well, the night in jails, you get over that. But it hurts the pocketbook, from what I've heard.
I don't know. You ever spent a night in jail? It sucks.
Yeah, but I'm sure you get over it.
No.
It depends on what happens.
The toilets, there's no privacy. You're
I
right
get
there.
over that. I was in the Army once.
Fuck you.
I'm going to have to bleep that one. All All right, guys. Take care.
I said uck. What do you...
Next show is in a couple of weeks, I hope. I think, yeah, I'll be available then.
Hopefully, 2 weeks. You know, if you can't adhere to a 2-week schedule, I mean, come on. You know, you were stretching it with the surgery. You know, cry baby.
I milked that one as much as I could.
Anyway.
You see, I still didn't even write a show.
I know. It's like...
I just showed up with rolled parchment here.
He emails me. You want to do a show tomorrow? Yeah. All right, good. We'll talk cider.
We'll talk cider. We did we?
Yeah, we did. You brought out the parchment, so...
Exactly.
Hear ye, hear ye. Yeah. This is what you need to know about cider.
All right. Have a good couple of weeks. Enjoy your weekend. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye. We'll see you.
Production of the Anero Media Network. Your reality distorted. For other great shows, be sure to check out anero.tv.